Representative Jack Draxler of North Logan is proposing a new law that would increase wholesale beer taxes. This would be done automatically every year to match inflation. Draxler's proposal was targeted towards reducing consumption rather than raising revenue. The proposal was presented October 16th at the Health and Human Services Interim Committee.
I'm doing this because this is much more of a health issue than it is a tax issue. The potential tax revenue is fairly insignificant compared to the human costs of underage drinking and binge drinking.
Draxler's main objective is to limit underage and binge drinking. Draxler believes that the revenues from the additional tax can help fund prevention and treatment programs. Studies show that 55% of Utah's 12th graders engage in binge drinking within a month's time. Anywhere from 4 to 6% of high school seniors are estimated to need treatment.
The bill adjusts the beer excise tax to the consumer price index with a cap of no more than 4%. And provides for the deposits of certain money amounts adjusted by the Consumer Price Index. The additional revenue produced, if the CPI goes up, is to be used for prevention programs that address underage and binge drinking.
Draxler invited Dr. David Jernigan of Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health to speak. Jernigan provided some statistics on alcohol and its effects on Utahns yearly. Jernigan also spoke about the correlation between drinking tendencies and alcohol pricing.
Here in Utah, 419 deaths a year, 32 deaths a year of people under 21, and a cost to the Utah economy of about $1.47 billion a year, or about $2.74 per drink. If people drink in Utah, they drink quite heavily, and there you're among the highest in terms of what we call intensity of binge. And multiple bodies of researchers from around the world. The first quote is from a group put together by the World Health Organization, concluded among the most cost-effective ways for a government to reduce alcohol-related harm are alcohol taxes. So the evidence suggests that people increase their drinking when prices go down and decrease their alcohol consumption when prices go up, and adolescents and problem drinkers are not an exception to the rule.
Draxler then invited Pat Bird to shed more light on treatment statistics in Utah. Bird is the Drug and Alcohol Prevention and Treatment Program Manager for Utah County.
In Utah, 17,000 youth and adults receive public substance abuse treatment services, and over 100,000 are in need of services. 63% of those we treat for an alcohol problem, either alcohol abuse or alcohol dependence.
There was an opposition to the proposal in attendance. Jim Olson and Royce Van Tassel both stated their concerns with the proposal. Olson is the president of the Utah Beer Wholesalers Association. Van Tassel was the vice president of the Utah Taxpayers Association.
This tax only goes on beer. All the information that you saw in your presentations were dealing with alcohol in general. But alcohol is more than just beer. It's wine and spirits. And yet this bill does nothing to address those. When we talk about prevention and treatment, when these underage young people are getting a hold of alcohol, are they only getting a hold of beer?
The point of earmarking is to say we don't think that this will win in that prioritization process, but we still want to fund it. And I don't think that is sound policy. That which is most important will get funded by definition. That's the point of the appropriations process. Unsurprisingly, we're also concerned about the tax increase. For those reasons, we'd oppose the bill.
Republican Senator Todd Weiler made one of the more shocking opposing points. He used an analogy that questioned the role of policymakers as a whole.
Wouldn't we also increase the taxes on Big Macs and Slurpees so that we could use that money to guard against the evils of underage obesity, or legalize marijuana and tax that so we could educate the public about the dangers of drug use? I mean, I think it's a very dangerous precedent that you're attempting to set here, because there are infinite number of good causes, and all of them are good causes, so all of them would then justify some type of tax increase to increase that. And is that our role here as policymakers, is to pick winners and losers in terms of what bad societal harms are going to get tax increases so we can increase public education, and which ones aren't.
The proposal will be revisited at the December Health and Human Services Interim Committee meeting. I'm Adam Chacon reporting.